Hi guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenosaga Episode 3. Last time, we arrived here at the floating landmass and did some exploring on the Elsa. This time, let's get into a battle so we can have more tutorial time! Right now. Alright, battle tutorial, chains and team combos. When consecutive attacks hit, a bonus is applied to damage and accuracy. This is called a chain. Chain effects: increased damage, increased accuracy. You can use attacks with low accuracy to hit enemies with high evasion by using chains. Use R1 to attack in the middle of consecutive input. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but what R1 actually does is it, like if you're attacking, say, here, I'll give you an example here in a moment, but I will kind of show that off. When the ES attacks and an ally ES joins in, it's called a team combo. It's a cooperative attack when 2 people do it, and an ambush when 3 people do it. Each attack has its own team combo values, and the sum of the attacks you input affects the chance of a team combo. Chance also increases during Anima Awakening, which we'll get into a little bit later. The amount that we can do, like basically, if I want to go, say, do this, and I hit R1, it's just going to stop my attack. It's not going to guarantee that I'm going to get help. In fact, I'm just going to go Anima Awakening. Pretty much anytime you get Anima Awakening, except for like right before boss fights, you want to use them as soon as possible and kill an enemy so you can get the finish strike, so you can build it up more, because you want to level up these attacks so they do more damage. So if I go missiles here and then I hit R1, I don't think it's naturally going to use someone else. It might, but... yeah, but basically that's the process. If you use... now, in terms of, let's see here, there's an accuracy value. So if you look down at the bottom there, it's a lightning attack. Your accuracy is low with this one, medium, and high with that one. So this one has a higher chance of hitting, and also gives you a higher chance of bringing in more help because you'll get more hits in. You see the team value at the end there. That determines the percent chance that an attack will... I'm not sure if it's a flat percentage or what it is, but either way, that's the value in terms of building up to a team attack. So the more I do this, the more chance I'm going to get for someone else to come help me. But of course the enemy dies, so that doesn't happen. For the most part, I ignore a lot of that, and I build up my characters so that I can one-shot enemies the vast majority of the time. Alright, so we just did one of those, we got a database update, plus we had some other stuff. That's it for the tutorials. We have 100% of the tutorials now. Does this tell us any more than we already learned? It does not. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so let's just move along now. We're going to be able to blow up a bunch of stuff, and like I mentioned in the last episode, just keep spamming the button here. Now, the fact that we can do this should say that this entire area, and pretty much any area we explore with mechs, should be a completely open world that we can destroy and go anywhere with. Of course, it should also be possible for everything to fall down around us. Neither is the case. We still have our linear paths we need to follow. So we have another fight here. Now, basically my strategy for most of these fights, as you see, we have sensors so we can see if they have weaknesses. They don't. There's 2 different enemies here, the Oculus and the Dens. One of them has more HP than the other. I think it's these ones. I'm not 100% sure. But for the most part, I'm going to go with the low accuracy attacks because... yeah, I think I'm just going to go for that, because they tend to build up your anima gauge faster, and that's what I want to do. So I'm just using R1 to attack them once. Let's see, so these ones probably have more HP, so I should be able to laser these ones and then do this, which allows me to build up my gauge even more, which is pretty much your goal, getting back to what I was saying before. So now I'm going to charge with you, and you are going to attack very similarly to what I did before. You want to kind of build and keep everyone's anima gauges going up at all times, and I like to balance them out because it makes it a lot easier. So you're always using the same attacks over and over again, and you're using them the same amount, which means you know how many points each one has and how fast they're all leveling. This means that you can know approximately the amount of damage you're going to get, you know, barring criticals. Anyway, there should be more enemies out here. I will show this one off. We did get a back attack here. You can do this in mech form as well. As they mentioned in one of our episodes, or in our extra battle before we got to this point, when we had the Ryubian in our party and we were fighting Margulis, if there's more than 5 enemies, one will be off to the side and they won't be targetable, and they will come back on the field after. So if you use an attack that hits all enemies, it'll only hit up to 5 of them. The other one will spawn after the fact. So anyway, just something to keep in mind. You won't get a... oh, there's that. You won't be able to get... oh, what is the word I'm looking for? You won't be able to get a lot of combos if, you know, if you kill the enemy. In fact, you won't get any, but let's see, there's 2 of you guys left. So I'm going to go for those 2 attacks and hope that I can kill you and then kill you. As I mentioned before, your anima levels will not increase until you get to specific points in the plot. Most of the items you get in this game, as far as consumables, and even the barter items for money, you'll get from enemies. You don't find a lot of that stuff in chests, nor do you really need it. But once you do that, you just want to go straight up, and since we haven't seen this one, we might as well show it off. Our Fang is a medium beam attack, and I believe it hits 3 times. Yeah. And does a lot of damage, which is very nice. So we're just going to do single attacks to get our characters up to snuff so that someone else can use one of those as well. For the most part, your ES battles are very straightforward. Charge does recover HP, so you can go take a whole round and just charge up. And that's much more effective than using items, because not only is it free, and items are somewhat rare, at least the way that you want to use them is almost never unless it's a boss fight, and then only use specific ones because they're way better. So anyway, yeah, basically this is how I'm going to go through the whole process of these battles. Build everyone up pretty much at the same time to get their anima levels, and then do it that way. Now, as you can see, because we're getting additional points, see, everyone's gotten 4 except for Jin, who got 3 in terms of SP. So I'm going to use our mechs not only in this configuration, but as far as grinding goes, if I do grinding, it will almost always be in mech form, because it's twice as fast, literally twice as fast, because you have more characters in your active party. I guess it's technically 25% faster, considering characters outside get 20 or 75% experience in SP, but either way. If you notice that little effect, you actually see the heat exhaust from your mechs if you go dead, if they're going dead forward in front of your camera angle. So that's actually a pretty cool little feature. It doesn't affect anything, but it has a cool look to it. We can't destroy them with the mechs. Now, I'm not going to go into here for now, but here's a big room with one of those rough geocrystals that we just found over there. I will be coming here off screen after we do something. But first, now, since Jin won't be part of most of the battles that I'll be grinding in, he's going to be a main player in my active party. Now, Jin is not a character I'm particularly fan of in either form. He's really strong and great for bosses, but his normal attacks, if we go character, take a look at Jin, any of his special attacks, like I've said before, are all single targeting. And later on, that's going to be kind of a detriment to his ability in most normal fights. So I'm going to try and balance him around, but he's going to be in a lot of fights going forward. There are some other characters that disappear for a moment or two, and so I'll be bringing them in to kind of balance them back up. But I'm going to try and keep all my characters kind of used and around the same level, just so they all get some showtime. Anyway, once we get up here, we can't destroy it, except we can. Nice. Alright, so if you do that, you're able to destroy those things. In fact, yeah, I'll warp down there after, that's fine. Anyway, we're going to head back down there, or rather I will off-screen at some point. As you can see over here, we have a save point, which is nice for giving us some HP. But there's a geocrystal here that we need to go and knock down. Now, unfortunately, there's no map for the upcoming little area, and it's just a maze. Entirely a maze. It's not a lot of fun. Now, what's going to happen is we came in a door, and it's going to fork off into multiple directions. And I believe we can blow that up. Now, I can't remember the correct path off the top of my head. All I know is that there's 3 paths going upward and multiple things that we need to do once we get to the top. Okay, so basically for the most part, heading up is the confusing part because the paths do tend to branch off once you get up here. And of course, blow these guys up, get them out of the way. But even if they do, like this one seems to have already branched on me a little bit. Oh, no, never mind. And I'm getting strange, a little bit of slowdown here too. I don't have it set, so that shouldn't be giving me a slowdown, so. Anyway, this one seems to be pretty straightforward. This one leads to a treasure chest. But as you can see, over there is a geocrystal, which obviously we're going to drop on another geocrystal. That seems to be how this whole process works. Which one did I get here? You? There we go. So you get a little more HP. Unfortunately, the one who really needs the HP, the only one below 10,000, still doesn't have it. Oh well. So I'm going to meet you back down at the bottom there since it's the same path. Okay, we're back down and we're at the bottom of the left part of the fork there. I just went ahead off screen and figured out which way is the correct way to go. So the correct way to go is the far right. The ones we want to do to get our extra items, of course, is take the middle path now. I'm seeing slowdown, but my FPS counter is not indicating it. So hopefully that's just weird issues on my part that can be fixed. So the enemies around here do give a reasonable amount of points considering the enemies we've been facing prior to this. And I believe it's the first point in the game where what we can actually fight will respawn if we go back far enough. So I'm probably going to use this as a mini grinding point just for a little bit. As you can see, that's that big open area that we found before. I will be meeting you down there off screen. And I don't okay, so I was thinking there might have been a little path there, so I will turn on fast forward to get down here since it's probably about as fast as me cutting it out, or damn close to it anyway. And over here, now the reason we want to do this in this specific order is because when we actually hit the right geocrystal in order to get us forward, we'll automatically be warped out of the little labyrinth. To the left is a dead end, to the right is a dead end. This is the only way that really matters. I remember this area being a lot more confusing in my test run, but that's probably because I had no idea where I was going and I didn't make any lucky choices. This time I walked in beforehand and figured it all out within a couple of minutes, so that's rather surprising for me. And if we blow up this guy, I think there's one more enemy. Okay. Head up a little bit further and we should have a way out. I'm going to do this one anyway, even though it doesn't matter. I think this one's just an enemy. Yeah, so that one serves 2 purposes. It's that fight, but if you come up all the way to the edge, you can see that there's a geocrystal up there, a rough one. So we need to head over there in order to get that, which is up this path here. Now, there are 2 of them. Again, this first one's kind of pointless if you already know where you're going, but we'll do this anyway, just for shits and giggles, I guess. If you head out here, we blow up this geocrystal, and because of positioning, we miss. I don't think there's any way to make that one actually hit. I don't think your angle has any impact on anything like that, but clear out this one enemy here. By the way, you can run from enemies if you want to. You can also walk right by them. That works too. I'll fight him on the way back. Actually, no, I won't, because I won't be walking back because we get warped back. Oh well. I missed that one. I'll fight him instead. Ouch, that one hurt. Don't really know why, but that one did a little more damage than I was hoping for. I was avoiding healing because I knew that was the last battle, but if not, I would have done a lot of charge guarding. But anyway, once you hit this one, that one blows this up. If you notice, there's a little item on the bottom of that one as well. We can now proceed. And they automatically do this for you, so to save on time, I figured I might as well. And let's grab this first. It's a half repair there. Now, I'm going to meet you down in that big room that I was mentioning before. Okay, we're back down here. This is that big open area I was mentioning. I just took out the enemy that was here off screen. I believe there's nothing over on this side, but I'll run over here just in case something shows up that I can blow up. This is a rough geocrystal. We want this for the end of the game. And this is a door. Let's see here. 12. We do not have 12 yet. So get back on these guys. Now, before continuing on, since there's a save point up there that indicates that we're going to be coming up to something. Now, I believe, I can't remember how far you have to go in order to spawn new enemies. You may have to go all the way back to the Elsa. Either way, I'm just basically going to run through the whole area again and do a bunch of, kill a bunch of enemies, get a little more in terms of levels. More so than anything, I want skill points. As you can see, we've built up a decent amount by now, but I would like to get some more before going too much further. Do note that Jin is a little low on them compared to everybody else at this point, but that won't last too long. The amount of SP that each individual character requires to complete their own grid is unique. It's not all the same. At least when it comes to some of the extra stuff. This isn't as linear as it remains. There's some other options later on as well. I think all of these basic ones are all the same. Yeah, these basic ones are all the same. It's the additional ones that change things up, and the additional ones change it up by quite a bit. You'll get a lot of characters will be done before other characters have even, finished 70%, so... Anyway, I'm going to head back to the Elsa and kill some more enemies, and then I will meet you up by the save point. Okay, I'm back from my little grinding session there. As you can see, I've gained about 3 levels approximately for everyone, and also while I was doing that, I just maxed out everyone's first line here in the skill tree. Not that it really matters, I didn't do it for any skills in particular, I just did it because it's not like I can make a choice. You have to complete all 4 of those first ones before you can unlock any of the next level, so I figured I might as well. Now, the other thing that I've done is I've set up my human characters for the next time we're in a battle there. There's no equipment changes we can make coming in here, but I would recommend that you have your boost gauge, your anima levels maxed out before coming in here. That would be helpful. Big open area. I wonder what could possibly be here after a save point. We all know what this is.
Whoa, where are we?
In a cave.
It looks like a cave.
This whole area is a cave.
A very wide one.
Which means...
Is that Hebrew? No, maybe it's ancient Aramaic. Behold the great... I don't know, I can't read it.
Neither can I, it's too small.
There was a great earthquake, for the angel of the Lord descended from heaven
and blurry.
And came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat upon it.
Wow, you can read it?
No, I recognize it.
She should be able to read
They're
it.
Exactly the same words that I've seen before. It was recorded and stored in Daddy's Y data.
Mizrahi's?
I don't know why they make statements like that in these JRPGs or anime, where you just repeat something you already know.
What do you think you're doing? Don't you know it's rude to come into someone's home uninvited?
Hey, buddy.
Testament?
You were in the Song of Nephilim.
Correct.
Oh, so you remember me. Well, isn't that nice?
Well, us viewers
I find
remember
that
you
rather
too.
Interesting. You see, I remember you too.
And
I
here,
remember that you let me die.
and here's the reveal to our characters.
Lieutenant Virgil!
They didn't see what we saw before.
Now don't get all sentimental on me. It's not like I've been hiding out here in this dump all this time just so the two of us can talk about old memories. Hardly. No, I've got business to attend to with your crap.
Ah, hello. I kind of want that mech. That looks badass. And he's got a big beam rifle too.
Ah! Wait, Lieutenant! You're right. It's true that... But... that was...
Like I've told you before, all your self-righteous crap makes me sick.
Junior, look at the letters on the wall.
What's going on here?
Damn, it's already started.
Wait, what's going on?
You were writing them without even knowing about that? Oh, whoops. And you're still compelled to ride them now, huh? Now that really is funny.
What are you talking about?
It's quite simple. That is the kind of place this is to those vessels of anima that you're using.
Oh?
To the vessels of Anima?
What the hell are you talking about?
Come on. You're not very bright now, are you?
No, we're not.
Why don't you just try using your heads a little for once?
Well, let's see. Our characters aren't very bright because they're not written very bright. And the audience, or the player, isn't very bright because the game doesn't explain very much. Anyway, that just says the vessels of anima are resonating. On this battlefield, anima gauge increases or decreases automatically each turn. It's also rather random, which is why I said you should bring in all of your mechs at full so that you actually have a chance at using your special attacks. But that's pretty much all the time we have for today. We definitely don't have time for a boss fight. So yeah, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.